Test.
Don't forget, turn your mics on.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 3.0 is roll call school board members. Everybody's present. 4.0 communications and reports. So I'll turn it over to Superintendent Colness. 4.1, go ahead with the enrollment update, please.
And we'll just start with enrollment, and it's not the news we wanted to hear. We have dropped about 14 or 15 students from March 1st through April 1st. Had Nancy go through there and check where those students traveled to, and it looks like a majority of them have moved out of the district. So that's something we can't control, but we're hoping that we can get some students to move back into the district. We are keeping a close eye as well on our EL numbers. We're down around about 120 right now, students who are receiving EL services. So we may have to look at some staff adjustments there if that number continues to decline. So that is all I have as far as the enrollment goes, unless you have any questions.
All right, thank you. 4.2 is the finance update. And it's all yours.
There we go. All right, so I just have a couple notes on the budget to actual report. On the general fund, the only thing I noted is you might notice that our local and other funds are already above our revised budget. And those are things like admissions to basketball games. And with the last few years, it's just been really hard to predict that. So our budget is just conservative on that front. Other than that, things are pretty in line with where they've been in the past. The same goes with our expenses. There was nothing really that jumped out after we've revised our budget. On the second page, I just had a couple comments. In the bottom section of that second page, there's the general fund. Our current year-to-date revenue against expenses is a loss. However, if you remember last month, it was a much larger loss. So we're doing better in that aspect. We're trying to draw down any of our grant dollars that we can and are trying to monitor our expenses in some in the things that we can. The other item is our food service fund is breaking even pretty close. And last month we were quite a bit different, but that was just because of timing issues. And that is all I had to say on that. And then our treasurer's report, our cash position is pretty similar to where we were at in the past. It's increased over the prior month, and our interest is pretty minimal, but there was really nothing to report on the treasurer's report. Any questions?
All right, thank you. Moving on to 4.3 administration and department head reports. We'll go to item number 1, superintendent of schools, and looks like we have a green wave recognition.
Yeah, we have some celebrities here tonight. If those fine young men could come up. So Caleb and Jonathan. We didn't get a chance to recognize them at the last board meeting. They were busy. These are busy guys. These are two of our top leaders in the district. They're involved in all kinds of activities. They just returned home from a nice trip to Florida, paid for by you. No, I'm just kidding. the band and choir trip, so that was great. Kayla went down and represented Region 8A as the XL winner for the Minnesota State High School League. Only one of 16 students in the whole state who was able to go down there and be honored. So that's quite the honor for Caleb. So congratulations to Caleb. Oh, we got to go over this way a little. Hey, there you go. Congratulations to Caleb. We'll take a picture with you here in just a little bit. So there you go. Great job. We appreciate everything. And also, Jonathan's kind of, he's used to being here for cross country and track and everything. Jonathan was down, and I did see him on TV during the state tournament that was introduced at halftime of the AA Boys Championship game. You were introduced the week before, right? At the girls' state tournament. So Jonathan was the Region 8A AAA boys, Minnesota State High School League boys recipient for the AAA winner. And congratulations, Jonathan. Fantastic job. And like I said, these are two of our best. So give them a big round. We're sure happy you're here tonight. Why don't you guys face me and we'll have the board. Beware of the wires, okay? Beware of the wires. Lindsay, you're up front. All right, everybody in? Oh, Matt, you gotta move one way or the other. How about okay, 1, 2, 3. Brandon, there you go. Great job, everybody. Congratulations. Appreciate you coming here tonight. Thanks again. Finish strong and have a good spring. All right. You too. We will. All right. That's the fun part of the job.
All right, just, let's see, just continue on with your update.
Yeah, I will. So on March 30th, a group of about a dozen superintendents, school leaders traveled down to represent Region 8A for MASA and met with legislators. And you can see a list there. We met with Senator Justin Eichhorn out of Grand Rapids, Senator Mark Johnson out of East Grand Forks, Senator Ken Eakin, who used to be in Twin Valley and now he's in Lake Park. So he's moved a little bit. I know him very well, as well as Mark Johnson, Representative Deb Keel, and Representative Paul Marquardt. So group that we're all pretty familiar with. We had a chance to meet with them for about 15 to 30 minutes a shot. And we split it. There were also some other legislators that other groups met with, but we really focused on, tried to hone in on three things. The cross subsidy is really big. And for all school districts, if there's a way that, due to that $9.4 billion surplus or whatever it is, if they can somehow find a way to fill part of that special education cross subsidy for school districts, that it would be a huge win. So we lobbied hard for that. For East Grand Forks, it's about $1.5 million a year. So you think about what that would do for our budget, that right now we're using general education dollars to help offset those special education costs that are mandated. And they're very important costs, but that is something that we've been pushing for a long time. And it looks like we might get some traction there. So we're optimistic. We talked about increased equalization aid in, especially for like the LOR and also we don't have an operating referendum, but that is something that the districts that did have those in place were lobbying for. Increased funding for mental health professionals. And they're hearing this from everybody. I am optimistic that there is going to be some support there, whether it be with cross subsidy funds or with some designated dollars for increased help with mental health. So I'm optimistic there. We also talked about some concerns we had with Senate File 2307, and it's a student data privacy regarding technology. And what the original bill would have allowed parents to have their child opt out of any type of technology use in a school district. And one of the things that was concerning is like our school information system, taking attendance, that's all digital. We don't want to go back to do that by hand, if a parent opts out. We understand that there are some, certain parents have rights and concerns about things, but that was something that was concerning that we asked them to take a serious look at, and we lobbied against that. Also expressed some concerns about the lack of level 3 and level 4 type programming for special education in our region. Right now, we don't really have access to special programming in those situations in the immediate area. So we had a nice conversation with the local legislators. We're working hard in that area, and we're talking about what could we do to provide some of that programming up in this region. And then discuss the impact of free lunch. For the last 2+ years, it's been, everybody's used to free lunch and free breakfast, and that's having an impact on compensatory revenue for many districts. There's talk about continuing with that free program, and we just asked that if something does stay in place with that program, that they adjust some of the guidelines for how like compensatory aid is calculated, because it's very hard to get people to fill out the free and reduced applications if they're receiving free lunches already. So those were the primary targets that day. We had some other discussions, but those were the ones we really focused on. I'm optimistic. You can see that the Senate and the House are way far apart when it comes to their budgets. I think the Senate is around 31 million and the House is into the billions. And I suggest reading that 7-page document that MASA sent out and take a look at some of those things, and it'll give you more details on what's happening down at the Capitol. Those legislators right now are home on break. So if you get a chance and you see some of them, really, I would really encourage you to lobby, especially for that special education cross subsidy. That is something that, we can really put to good use. So, and it gives us flexibility. So any questions as far as that trip down to the Capitol? It was a very worthwhile day, so I'm glad I attended that. I won't go into the legislative updates. I kind of summarized that already, but I suggest reading that document that was sent out. And also I'll continue to forward any emails from MREA and MSBA. The East Grand Forks Mayor's State of the City address is scheduled for April 21st. I believe it's, and Carla helped me out here, is it 11:30 to 1? Yeah, and we'll get that finalized, but the district did contribute for a table, so we have 8 seats. So if any of you would like to attend, just let me know and we'll make sure we get you on the list for that. The 2022-23 calendar, the group met on the 28th. We have a few questions we need to still answer. We need to get back together here in the next week or so and have a calendar proposal in place so it can be adopted by May 1st. Technology needs, Jason is here tonight, but he's not asking for money. But Jason and I met with Jason and Jill Millbrook, and we talked about purchases for next year. If we want to stay with that 2 grade level Chromebook purchase each year, you can see because we have a larger class, especially in the middle school. Right now, the recommendation is to purchase 350 Chromebooks. There are 2 price quotes in there. They vary based on, part of it's because of the insurance, part of it's we could have an on-site training for kids. That's one of them. Also the length of the warranty. One is different than the other, but you can take a look. No decisions are needed tonight, but that is about right around $120,000 purchase. We also have been in a rotation to replace staff machines, and last year we purchased about 50. Right now we're looking at 52 machines for the staff at a cost of $51,440. And then also a new district server. It's really about the only server we have on site, but that server controls our internet connection going in and out of the building, basically. So we want to make sure that that is solid. So, but those will be coming with a recommendation. Those price quotes are in there for you to review. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Jason, Jill, or myself. And then the special education planning group, it's been a very good group. It's been great so far. I think we've made some headway. We've had 3 meetings and we are scheduled to get back together tomorrow afternoon at 3:30 in this room. And, we're getting some traction and there are some things that we hopefully will have in place for next year and then also for years to come. Any questions as far as my report goes?
So I know you're not going to be able to answer this, but the special education and EL funding that you talked about down there, I think that's great. When do you think that we're going to have any idea on that? Because that could really.
Probably the end of May.
End of May?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just thinking that would help us plan for what we want to do for 23. So.
Yep. Yeah, and I would say, continue to, if you get a chance to contact your legislators, that if there's one thing to contact them about, I would recommend the cross subsidy for special education. That is, that would be very beneficial for all school districts in our state. And it's, like I said, it gives us more flexibility with those dollars. They would be general education dollars in Fund 1. And I think we would really put those to good use.
Sounds good. Thank you.
I got a question, Mike, or maybe Mike or Jason, that when we're looking, I know we have no action tonight, but the 350 student Chromebooks, we're 1-to-1 right now, right?
Yeah,
So
these,
are we on, are we phasing them out and replacing them already?
3 through 11 is 1-to-1. So we replace them, the second graders coming up do not have one.
Oh, okay, so they're getting,
Third grade,
okay, makes
and then
sense.
we replace them again in 8th grade.
Okay,
So
Yep.
the 8th graders in the 3rd grade. That's where it'll stay.
Yep.
Yep.
good enough answer. Thank you.
Yep.
Appreciate it. With that being said, I don't believe we have any other reports. Teacher and learning, no. Principals, no. Department heads. Do we have a community? No scheduled reports. So Mike, if you just want to chat about facilities committee or any other committee reports.
yeah, the facilities committee met on March 28th and several documents were uploaded to the board for your review. It was really just a meeting to discuss potential projects. One of the things we wanted to get an update from ICS on the project. They will be working on the CMS parking lot basically as soon as we're done with school out at CMS. So the plan is to extend to the north, and then we will only have 1 lane of parking in the middle. So there'll be a lot more room for people to park. And yeah, it'll be a better situation, right, Ron? Yeah, so that will be done. So RJ Zabral will be doing majority of the work there, and that'll be taking place like as soon as we give them the green light that we're not going to be busy out there. So I'm looking at that first week in June probably. Also talked about potential projects. Ron put together a list there. Now, this is just really proposed information for you to digest and for the committee to take a look at, and we'll come to the board with a recommendation on summer projects. Some of them have been just on rotation, like replacement of carpet, some of the things like concrete work, et cetera. But we will bring a recommendation from the committee to the full board once we get another chance to meet together. So Lindsay, anything you can remember from that meeting or?
No, I think you covered it pretty well. I think I mean, mostly just going over what the plans were for all the things in the summer and
Yeah, we went back, looked at what we did the last few years. Ron put together his list of like this summer, maybe down the road, 2 years and 3 to 5 years. And we'll be working with Jason Splett from ICS as well, who puts together a LTFM plan. So
So I missed that meeting. So Ron, is this, I think last time you kind of ranked what you wanted. So you'll rank it for the next one? Perfect.
Any other questions? All right, let's move on to 5.0, the consent agenda. It's been uploaded into board book. Anybody want anything pulled? If not, I'll entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I'll move.
Second.
Questions?
just want to note one thing that it wasn't in there earlier today, but we did add an elementary teacher from South Point, Chad, and the name there again. And it should be in board book right now. Nancy added it. It was
as
Yeah.
a hire. Oh,
as
yeah.
a hire.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
Anna in there.
Yeah,
Okay,
it
just
is.
want to
It
make
is
sure
in
it's there. And you're going to start to see some mental health professionals being added to the hire list. Just want to let you know that the administrative team and Jennifer Modine were busy last week interviewing probably half a dozen to 8 candidates for social worker and counselor positions. We've been very lucky that we've had several that have accepted. We're looking to add a counseling position at the high school. And then, of course, Steph has been very busy with the Career Academy. We'll also be, she'll be doing some work outside the district as well. And our goal is to have a social worker and a school counselor at New Heights, South Point, and the middle school. And also a social worker with our preschool children. So really beefing up that mental health team. And we really feel there's a need there. And we've been fortunate to have a list of solid candidates come forward, and several have accepted positions. So we're thankful for that.
And with the, it looks like we have a couple special ed instructors that we're leaving. Are we getting applications for that? Or, I mean, we're already short, correct?
Yeah, we had a general general advertisement out there for special education earlier, but right now we have specific for New Heights, South Point, and the middle school. So we posted those, and I haven't looked to see if we've had any candidates to date.
Okay, so we're kind of hurting there, it looks like then.
Any other questions or discussion on the consent agenda? All those in favor of approving signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. 6.0 is opportunities for citizens to speak on items not on the agenda. I have none tonight. Superintendent Colness, did you have any?
There were no requests.
7.0 is to approve the agenda, so that's been uploaded into board book. Nothing needs to be added, so I'll entertain a motion.
I'll move.
Second?
Questions or discussion? All those in favor of approving the agenda as presented signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. 8.0 is district business. 8.1 is to approve the advertising for summer maintenance workers. Superintendent Colness?
And this has been an annual motion by the board. I think it's 1,080 hours, up to 1,080 hours with a salary of $15 to $20 an hour, based on experience. So Ron is, be based on also if he has any retirements and he needs some extra help, we would have that available. We usually hire 2 to 3 people to help out with painting and sometimes lawn care, but to help Ron in the summertime.
Before I make the motion, I guess my question for you, Ron, is do we need to adjust that 15 to 20? We adjusted that a couple of years ago. Oh, okay, so it's in there? Okay. All right, so I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Questions or comments on approving advertising for summer maintenance workers? All right, all those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Same sign. Motion carries. 8.2 is to approve school resource officer contract with City of East Grand Forks. Superintendent Colas?
Yeah, so the updated contract with the city has been, or agreement with the city has been uploaded into board book from 2022 to 2025. Officer Gunderson, we feel he's done a great job, a great fit for the district. And, you know, it used to be there was a COPS grant that helped pay for some of this, but recently we've been basically going 50-50 and, you know, people's salaries are going up and right now it's about right around that $60,000 a year is what, you know, give or take a little bit. It's listed in the contract what it would be, but that's if it's Officer Gunderson. If that person were to change, that salary could adjust based on who that person is. But in talking to the administrative team too, we all feel that he just does a wonderful job for the district and we really appreciate that partnership. So I recommend approving that agreement with the city.
I'll move to approve. I'll second.
Discussion, questions?
Hey, I've asked him before and I can't remember what he said, but you know, can you get a hold of him by radio and it goes right to his radio? Or do you have to call a cell phone?
Depends on where he's at. He carries the school radio, like one of our handhelds. So it depends on, but most of the time he's accessible by.
Is that with our new radio system or does that have nothing to?
We don't have all the new radios in place yet, so.
Okay.
I
I
would
just
say
think
that will
would
be helpful.
I just think that would be a tremendous idea. Like, that's a lot quicker than beep, boop, beep, boop, beep, beep, you know, so.
So my question would be, is one enough? Not one radio, one office.
Oh, one officer? It's always nice to have more, but I would say right now, especially with the increased staffing with our mental health professionals, et cetera, would it be nice to have one on each end of the district? Sure. But I think right now Nick does a great job of getting to all the buildings and helping out when needed.
So maybe we can just assess that as time goes on, as we
Yeah.
bring on
Yeah.
new mental health professionals or what have you, assess that. And then next year at this time, we can visit with Chief and ask him, you know, maybe there's some more opportunities. So did we have we had a
Yeah.
motion in a second, right?
Yeah, that was.
Any other question or discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. 8.3 is to approve the purchase of new lunch tables for CMS. Superintendent Colas?
We feel there's a need to replace the, they're about 25 years old now, the tables out there and chairs, and they're heavy and they're hard to move. And we just feel that it would be a nice move, a nice addition out there. It's eventually going to have to happen. We did get pricing on those and feel, and Jill's kind of spoiled over there. She's feeling embarrassed right now, I think, because Chad wants new tables too, and probably Julie does. So, but they are needed out there. The chairs that they use are very heavy and hard to move, and I'm sure you've seen them or sat out there during concerts. So we just feel that this would be an excellent addition out at the middle school.
Will there be a use for the existing anywhere in the district, or we just?
We may have to try to sell them. I don't know where, we would probably use the chairs more than the tables, like setting them up for concerts, et cetera. But they're hard to move. They're heavy.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
You have to fight over it, you two.
You got it.
I got it.
So we put them on K-bid.
Yeah, we'll have to discuss that, what we're gonna do with the tables when we're done here.
Let's not just throw them away. Let's try to do something with them.
Yeah.
Nothing else, put them on the website. and
Yep.
I'm sure people will grab tables for one. Pay a couple dollars for some tables, even if they are heavy. So. All right, all those in favor of buying new tables for CMS signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. 8.4 is to approve the memorandum on understanding between ISD 595 and the teachers. So this came before the board, couple meetings back, 2-3 meetings back. Negotiations committee's been meeting back and forth regarding the grievance. It's been uploaded. Negotiations committee agreed with the teachers and they also agreed with us. So I just want to bring it for formal approval, then I'll sign it. And Lindsay, I think you have to sign it as well as Superintendent Colas. I can't remember if you're on there or not.
No, I don't think so.
It just looks
So
like
I'll make the
Mark-
motion to approve it.
A second.
Questions or discussion? All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. 8.5 is donations to the school district. We got quite a few tonight, so if someone would be so kind.
I will approve the donations from the EGF Education Foundation for $798.74 for Kelly Zabriskie. The EGF Arts and Crafts Foundation donation to the music department of CMS at senior high for $255.34. Music Boosters, same CMS senior high music department for $1,255.34. Donation from Simmer family to the senior high for foundation scholarship of $700. Mark and Mona Hanksleben to the senior high for girls golf of $1,320. Wendy Waller to senior high for engraving class of $50. And the Minnesota PBIS Northern Regional Project to CMS for the PBIS implementation of $1,000. And American Crystal Sugar to CMS for workout equipment, unknown. So total donations of $5,379.42.
I'll second.
Go ahead.
Questions or discussion? Jill, what's the unknown? Or
The unknown
what's
amount.
the unknown?
It's $1,000 for us to implement PBIS version. What we're looking to do is take that money and welcome our new sixth grade students coming over next fall with t-shirts. And just want to build that for all of our students so that when we wear on Fridays, everyone has equal access to having t-shirts.
How about the Crystal Sugar?
Sugar one. Where-
Yeah,
Well, I'm excited about the $1,000. The Crystal Sugar, there was some exercise equipment that we now have in our weight room. So a couple of these.
yeah, the unknowns that didn't know the value.
It's
Yeah,
a-
didn't know the value. It's an unknown value.
Maybe
but
they gave us.
Sure appreciate the donation.
So there's some equipment. I got it. I was-
All right, all those in favor of approving the donation signify by stating aye.
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 Anybody opposed? Motion carries, and certainly thank you to all these individuals. 9.0 payment of claims and accounts. We need to pay the bills.
I'll move to approve the payment of the K-12 bills, 122,650 through 122,835, and EFTs in total amount of $1,157,083.03.
I'll second.
Questions or discussion on the bills that have been uploaded into board book? No questions. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Motion carries. 10.0 is board member comments. Mr. Usseldinger,
Nothing tonight.
Boucher,
I know we have a birthday in the house tonight, our superintendent.
oh,
Is
Oh,
your
boy.
birthday?
29, thank you.
happy
Yeah.
birthday.
Happy birthday.
Lynn,
I don't have anything other than happy birthday and thank you for all the donations and nope, that's it.
Lindsay?
Yeah, nothing, just happy birthday.
Yeah,
It's crazy to think that next, we're gonna be talking about graduation.
Yeah.
Are you ready, Brian? I'm sure you are.
Oh, yeah, again.
No, that's good. No, and the only other thing was, I'm happy to hear that there were some good conversations down in the cities, so we need some help on that front, so. That's all I got.
I have none. So-
No, I just want to put, we have a couple of staff members who have been, doctoring down in Rochester the last couple of weeks and just, thinking about them and, we miss them at work and just want to let them know we're thinking about them. So it's been tough sledding for a few and hopefully things will get better for everyone. But
Certainly thoughts are with them and their families. Let's see, 11.0, the next meeting of the Board of Ed is scheduled for April 25th at 5:30. Typically we've been doing it just once a month. Did speak with the superintendent today. We're gonna need to have that one. Calendar committee needs to meet. We gotta iron some things out before the end of May. So we'll schedule it for April 21st or April 25th at 5:30 tonight. But everybody just look at their calendars. If we need to adjust, we can certainly adjust. Doesn't mean it has to happen that Monday. We just have to have it done, what, before May?
Yeah, that'd
Before
be,
the
an-
May meeting.
and with all the personnel changes going on with resignations and hires, it would be, I think it'd be good to have that meeting before the end of this month.
So we can have it that week anyway.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just take a peek, and if something pops up, let me know. Otherwise, we'll plan on that for right now. All right, 12.0 is to adjourn. I will entertain a motion.
I'll move.
I'll second.
Discussion. All those in favor of adjourning signify by stating aye. Aye.
Aye.
Motion's carried, meeting's adjourned.